Afternoon, everyone. This is very tall, so hi over there. Good afternoon and welcome to Jamaica, Queens. I don't get a round of applause for that? There we go. Thank you, Governor. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge some special guests. First of all, I'm Melinda Katz. I'm the Borough President. Thank you. Welcome. We do have with us, in addition to the folks that are up here on the stage, we have some very special guests that are here today. I would like to acknowledge Assemblywoman Alicia Hyman, Assemblyman David Weprin, Senator James Sanders, Councilmember Danique Miller, Councilmember Barry Grodenchik, Councilmember Reuben Wills, Hope Knight, President and CEO of the Greater Jamaica Development Corp., and of course our great President, Dr. Marcia Keyes, President of York College. On behalf of my Deputy Borough President, Melvin Miller, on behalf of the Borough of Queens, we welcome everyone here today, but we especially welcome our great Governor Andrew Cuomo back home to his own county of Queens. And we all know that Jamaica is on the rise. We are moving, we are shaking, we are popping. People want to come here, live here, play here. They want to spend their money here. And that's a great thing. As our population and economy continues to thrive, and we continue to flourish, and by the way, show off this great area that we have here today, we have all the pieces in place. And it's like a catapult to get where we need to be for regional growth and for prosperity. And as the gateway between New York City and Long Island, Jamaica serves, as we all know, as a crucial passageway right where we are sitting now. And it's poised, Jamaica's poised to be this dynamic, diverse, great area that we all know that it already is. We're just letting other folks know about it. And that's the great thing about what's been happening in Jamaica, Queens. Thanks to the governor's strong leadership, we are here today for an exciting announcement. We are capitalizing on the great borough's natural, cultural, and commercial assets, and we can move Jamaica forward, and we have done it. We put so much investment into Jamaica with the Jamaican Now leadership, with all of the work that we have done. But you can't do it without all levels of government, and you can't do it without great leadership like we have in Governor Andrew Cuomo. We need forward thinking. We need investment where it's going to be used properly. We need players and partners that know how to use that investment and know how to make sure that it's capitalized on all levels of government. Governor Cuomo's emphasis on public and on private sector partnerships has created countless business opportunities for all New Yorkers. And I expect that his vision and his charisma will move us forward. So with that, we are so excited to have the governor here with us today, right back in his hometown of Queens, but really leadership for this entire state of New York. I give you the 56th governor, New York State, Andrew Cuomo.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. How smooth is that borough president? Charisma. You know she wants something. It is a great honor to be home. First, let me acknowledge the special guests are here, starting with your borough president, who's been a great friend of mine for many years. She's been in Albany. She knows government. She knows the private sector. And leadership matters. And she is about results, and she's doing a great job. Let's give her a round of applause. Borough President Melinda Katz. Congressman Greg Meeks and I have been together more years than we care to count. We were the young guys at one time, believe it or not. Seemed like it was yesterday. But he has really come into his own. I've watched him in Albany. I've watched him in the Congress. We're losing Charlie Rangel, but we have Congressman Greg Meeks. Let's give him a round of applause. Assemblymember Vivian Cook, who's like a second mother to me. She calls me up, scolds me all the time. Must be once a week. Assemblywoman's on the phone, I get nervous. I'm always doing something wrong. Tough mother, tough love from my second mother, Assemblymember Vivian Cook. Senator Leroy Comrie, who's doing a great job for his district and for the entire conference, all the elected officials who are here, Ken Knuckles, the people who run this great performing arts center, thank you so much for having us here today. But this is a pleasure for me because this is coming home. And the ride here from Manhattan brought back a lot of memories. This is, the Cuomos didn't move all that far in life. You know, my father started in South Jamaica, and they moved all of about 2 miles in 50 years. That was the whole trajectory. Went from South Jamaica to Hollis. You know, that was it. And I don't think we ever left that neighborhood. I don't think I ever traveled more than 10 miles in my first 18 years of life. And went to school here, full Queens boy, 100% Queens boy. I worked in the federal government for 8 years with Bill Clinton. I'd be all around the country speaking on whatever, and people come up to me afterwards and they'd say, "Oh, is that a New York accent?" I'd say, no, that's a Queens accent. That's what that is. So it really is a pleasure to be back. And growing up in Queens, you know, you grow up with a special orientation. And they talk about New York City. Everything is New York City. And 5 boroughs in New York City, and Queens is one of the 5 boroughs in New York City. But the conversation is always about New York City and how great New York City is doing, and New York City this, New York City that. It's often a different reality in Queens. And it's often a different economic reality and social reality. Queens was an outer borough. It's always fascinated me, outer borough. There is no inner borough, there's only an outer borough. Queens is an outer borough, Bronx is an outer borough, Staten Island an outer borough, Brooklyn an outer borough. Sort of leads one to the conclusion of what the inner borough is, but nobody ever says it's the inner borough. I was with my father, a young fella, one of his first campaigns, and he was at an editorial board in Manhattan. And he was going on and on about inequality, my father, economic inequality. And the editorial director said to my father, "You know, you seem like you have a chip on your shoulder, Mario," he said to him. And my father said, "I do have a chip on my shoulder. I grew up in the place that you people forgot about and you people don't care about. And in my community, we didn't have this success, and there was nobody helping us." And that's true. New York City's doing great, yes. But the greatest feast is the feast with the most people at the table. And the greatest success is the most shared success. And I am not going to stop working, and you are not going to stop working until we brought opportunity and economic opportunity to every corner and every community in this city. And the borough president is exactly right. A lot of assets in Queens and a lot of opportunity. LaGuardia Airport, the borough president and I are working on. LaGuardia Airport should be a true economic engine. It should be the best airport on the globe. That's what we should have here in Queens, the best airport on the globe. LaGuardia is not the best airport on the globe. Borough President Biden, God bless him. He talks. I mean, he can talk, and he sometimes says more than he should. But it's always what he believed. He got into trouble. He had a line. He said, if you landed in LaGuardia and you were blindfolded, and they took off the blindfold, and you saw the airport, you would have thought that you landed in a third world country. And all the New York politicians beat him up for saying that. And they came to me and they said, well, how about that vice president criticizing LaGuardia Airport? Aren't you offended as a Queens boy, a New Yorker? I said, no. He told the absolute truth. The airport is a disgrace, and we should have better, and it should be a world-class airport, and we're going to make it a world-class airport. And we are. You know, that we've been talking about Willets Point for how many years? We still haven't made it work. JFK Airport could do even more than it's doing now. Access roads to JFK. There are access roads to JFK. You need a Jeep to go down some of those roads coming from the Rockaways. I went down one of those roads coming from the Rockaways the other day. It was a hole so big, I saw the top of a Volkswagen. I heard voices coming from down below. You know, that wouldn't happen anywhere else. They wouldn't allow that to continue, you know. So Queens has all sorts of assets, but Queens needs a partner. And you can have the assets, but you need that startup capital to make those assets really come together. Jamaica, you have the transportation hub, you have the housing, you have the business, you have the cultural centers, you have the workforce, you have everything. You have every piece you could possibly need. You just need the funds, that startup capital, the investment, York College, startup program. You just need the investment to bring it together and to get it kick-started. And that's the program that the state put out for a competition. Just like this, underserved community that has the assets, that has been, quote-unquote, overlooked in the economic prosperity. Give us a plan that brings back that downtown vibrancy, and we will award the best plans that we get up to $10 million. The way the competition worked, $10 million for a first-place winner, $8 million for second, $6 million for third, $4 million for fourth. Now, we had a lot of applications come in, over 120 applications. And communities worked very hard on these applications for a long time. So to get second, third, or fourth place is a big, big win out of 120 applications, right? So congratulations to you. You did not come in second, you did not come in third, you did not come in fourth, you came in first, you get the full $10 million. You, thank you. You did it. You did it. You did it on your own. You won the competition. The competition was very stiff. $10 million is going to go a long way to bring that plan to make it a reality. You have a partner in the state. You have a partner in Andrew Cuomo every step of the way. But I'm here to congratulate you for coming together, putting together a great plan. You have great leadership. You have every asset that you can imagine. Let's make Jamaica shine. Let's let Queens shine the way it should. Congratulations and God bless you.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Congressman Gregory Meeks, and it took me, It took me a little while to get here from my office, a little distance from here, right across the street. But let's give our governor another round of applause. Let me tell you. It's always good to have an individual who never forget who he is and where he came from. And no matter where he goes, he reminds everybody that he's from Queens, New York. And as he says, we go back a ways, and I just realized, sometimes you close your eyes and I can hear his father, the great Mario Cuomo, and I was just thinking in the back, I asked him, was he still playing his brother basketball? And he immediately backed me down, and I couldn't touch him, But it reminded me of the days when I played with his father, Mario, who was also the governor, and everybody knows you don't touch the governor, so I just let him have his way, And if we played, you have to let him have his way. But it really is a pleasure to be here this morning, here in Jamaica, because right now, Jamaica is on the upswing. This vibrant, thriving downtown is home to many of the critical pieces needed to jumpstart economic growth, create jobs, and drive private investment in the 21st century. And that's what this is. It's bringing public and private investment together. Because Jamaica is one of the crown jewels of New York City. It is the gateway to America, because if you come in through JFK, you've got to come in through Jamaica. It is also ideally situated along vital transportation corridors with access to thriving cultural centers, retail and hospitality opportunities, and home to numerous young people and its families and their families. But as anyone from this great community knows, we have yet to experience the same type of renaissance that has begun to take shape in other areas in this city and state. But under the visionary leadership of our governor, Andrew Cuomo, that changes today. Working together, we are going to revitalize this city from the ground up and transform our local economy into an engine for growth and prosperity. By focusing on the region's natural assets, like our robust commercial district, our great entrepreneurial and private sector, and investing in world-class infrastructure to meet the demands of the future, we can position Jamaica for continued success. Through the downtown revitalization, Governor Cuomo is creating a synergy and interconnectedness that will continue to draw people to this region today, tomorrow, and for decades to come. While we know that our assets are here in Jamaica, we must work to tie them all together. And that's exactly what this initiative will do. In fact, when I look out, it's e pluribus unum. As I look at all of my colleagues in government working together, we are one. I look at Archie Spigner, who has worked hard in this vineyard, making a difference. We are one. When I look at the work that Hope Knight is now doing at Greater Jamaica Development, we are one. When I look at York College, which is the brain of our district in this area, with Marcia Keys, we are one. We are one, and we will continue to be one, and we will work together, tying it in, making this place, Jamaica, the crown jewel that it really is for all of the city, the state, and indeed this nation. It is now my great pleasure to present, and the governor had it right, an individual she's my mother too, so we must be related, Governor. So, and one who, but who loves this. I have not met an individual who does not love her community more than Vivian Cook. She is passionate about it. She is determined about it. And if anybody says anything, she will let you know how she feels. She works hard on an everyday basis to make sure that this community gets what is deserved. Let me present Assemblywoman Vivian Cook.
Now, why are you laughing? Okay, it's a pleasure to be here today and to be with one of the favorite sons of Jamaica, the Governor Andrew Cuomo. And I welcome him back home and thank him for everything that he's doing, not only for Jamaica, but across this state. It takes someone who cares about people. And Andrew cares about people because he came from a family that cares about people. His father played handball down on South Road and 150th Street, Mario Cuomo, but he was one wonderful person. And the way I got involved with the Cuomo family, I look at David and I look at his brother sitting over there. Their father called me and Tom White and said, "There's Mario Cuomo who's running for office. I need you guys in South Jamaica." And Tom and I were out there with him and with your dad and with Andrew, who is my child. And I love him. And I stand up for him. And when people talk about him, I say, you can't say that about Andrew, because Andrew has a great heart and he cares about people. Last week I had a visit from Carlisle Tyree from Greater Jamaica Development, who had worked hard here in Jamaica. He sat down and he talked to me about the things that in the past and how Jamaica has been kept alive. Now there's a young woman here, Hope, stand up, let them see you, who's president of Greater Jamaica Development Corporation. Okay? And along with Marcia Keys, who works along with our favorite governor here. Okay? We were with the governor 2 weeks ago down in Philadelphia, and they showed the pictures, videos of his father and some of the great things his dad did, and it made you sit down and the tears start foaming, because we need those kind of people here. And with Andrew here in this state and someone that loves this state, I know that we're going to move forward, and $10 million is going to grow. We're not going to just accept 10 million, it's going to grow. And York College is going to grow, because we're not going to shut up until we get what we need, okay? And I'm not going to sit here with this speech I have today, and I do have a speech, but I usually say exactly what I want to say and when I want to say it, and how I want to say it. I welcome the governor home, and I thank him so much, and I thank all of you. And there's a Senator Sanders over there who's constantly having things, and get some of your money down here too. Okay, all right? And I see you, Danique. Danique is here, and I don't know who that one is right there. That's one of my children too, and I see my other child sitting right beside him, Reuben Wills. I see you sitting there, okay? So I'm looking at all of you, and we're going to join hands together, and we're going to make sure that our voices are heard. We're going to be united, and we're going to say, yes, Jamaica is a jewel, but Jamaica is a jewel of New York. And all you people come through here, going other places on the Long Island Railroad, you go down to Resort World, you do everything. We are rebuilding here. And the governor has come home, and he's going to be here helping us. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for who you are and what you have done for Jamaica. It's not just us, it's all of you. Thank you. And my friend is sitting there, Yvonne Reddick, District Manager, Board 12, who's been working with me for years. Thank you. I love you, Governor Cuomo. You are my good son. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm pleased to be here this morning. I'm honored that the governor allowed me to share the podium with him and to bring this information to you here in Southeast Queens. And I'm just pleased that the governor has decided to acknowledge that we are doing a lot of work here in Southeast Queens to make this all happen. And before I go any further, I want to just acknowledge my predecessor, Councilmember District Leader Archie Spigner, that is in the House. And my successor, Denique Miller, council member in the House, along with Barry Grodenchik and Councilmember Reuben Wills, and I want to claim to be part of the childhood of Vivian Cook also. So I'm not the first child, but I'm definitely the biggest child. So when she tries to yell at me, I just try to sit on her. That's how that works. Don't get scared, Governor. Don't get scared. But I just want to acknowledge, and I want to acknowledge all of the people that are here in the room also, from Professor Parnett at York College and the president of York College, Marcia Keys, and Reverend O'Connell, who's doing a major development project in the Jamaica Y, and that's also working on trying to do an economic development project because they want to expand the Y to be able to do more opportunities for people. I really want to just thank our Borough President Melinda Katz, for doing such a great job as Borough President, tying all of this together to make sure that this happens. You know, we've worked together over the years, Melinda and I, working on the redevelopment plan and the rezoning for downtown Jamaica, which is part of what's making the economic opportunities even more viable here as we are building, as they are now building hotels along Sutphin Boulevard and doing other economic development and affordable housing projects. You know, I can proudly say that we laid the seed for council members Wills and Grodenchik and Miller, that's your name, Miller, to continue the activities here along with the governor to make this happen. And you know, being in this auditorium that we work from Surf Maltese, the state senate put money in originally along with Claire Shulman, Helen Marshall, and I was able as a city councilman to put over $8 million in this project because, as you know, we put a lot of money in this project and then they had a flooding here, so we had to put more money in. But we're in a beautiful theater right here in downtown Jamaica, Restoration. So we've been working, Governor, to make sure that you want to invest in Jamaica. We've been working hard together with Greater Jamaica Development and the churches and York College to do everything necessary to make sure that Jamaica is prime and ready to take care of the economic development needs. So I'm excited about the $10 million of seed money to come in, as Vivian said, so politely, to make sure that we get more money to ensure that this greater Jamaica area can continue to expand, to attract affordable families to come into the area, to bring businesses into the area, to be a real critical hub between the airports and transportation, to make sure that the Long Island Railroad, which is expanding its opportunities as well, can be a real hub, and to hopefully get a transit ride also, as Councilmember Miller has stated, to make sure that we're a transportation hub for the residents of Jamaica, to give them an opportunity to have a one ride downtown and save an hour in commute as well. So those are conversations that we have been working hard to prime the pump, to get Jamaica ready to make on the next stage, to make things happen, and to hopefully, now that we have an economic development stimulation package, to continue to allow for other creativity to happen in the Jamaica area as well. So the Downtown Revitalization Initiative gives us an opportunity to capitalize on our assets and further transform this area into a center of opportunity for more. You know, in the 2010 census, it was established that the Jamaica area is now one of the highest median income areas for any minority district in the country. So, you know, while we're doing our shopping everywhere else and spending our billions of dollars, this opportunity will be able to attract better stores into this area, so we don't have to go out to Macy's someplace else or other locations, because we have an income or earned income that's equal to anywhere else in the country and higher than anywhere else in the state. I look forward to working with the borough president, the governor, the congressman, Mother Cook, and all of the elected officials here. Mother Cook, that's right. I'm claiming motherhood, so I gotta put it in there whenever I can, because there's truly no more tireless leader. And you know, while she tries to act rough and tough and like she doesn't want to talk to you, she cares about this community, as the congressman said, deeply, and profoundly, and she wants all of us to do well. So I want to thank her. I want to thank the governor again for being here today and working with us as we continue to make sure that Jamaica is the jewel that we all want it to be. Thank you very much.
I want to take a moment of liberty, if I can. I'm really proud of Jamaica Queens. And it does my heart really great to look out at all of the partners that we have had in the development of Jamaica Queens, in the development of Southeast Queens. And I think the senator said it right. Were it not for all of you in this room, were it not for the infrastructure and for the way that we set this up in this neighborhood and in this area of Queens, it would not have been worth it for the state to make this $10 million investment. And that infrastructure was so important to set the base so that the money that the governor is giving today goes to the best use that it possibly can. So I'm extremely proud today of the community, of all of the civics, of all of the institutions, of the community boards, and of everyone, Jamaica Now leadership, that has made that investment in this community. And I know we're going to put the money to use. And as Assemblywoman Cook said, we want more. But we are going to, Governor, I make you this pledge, that we are going to put the investment that you have made in us to great use, and we thank you for that. I'd also like to take liberty in just, can we give a special shout out to Deputy Borough President Melvin Miller? Melvin Miller! I think it's apropos that she's still watching over all of us here, because that's what she does in economic development. We thank her. We know that this is going to be a transformative opportunity. It's going to ensure that this area remains competitive for years to come. Governor, we look forward to it. We thank you for your partnership. We thank you in having faith in us. And we'd like some folks now to come up and take a few photos while, I believe, the governor presents a $10 million check to Jamaica Queens.